But worst of all, you tried to take the things I hold dear from me. You people are scum. God damn, I love this line. I feel like anyone else said it, I've probably heard it 1,000 times in action movies. It'd just be lame and repetitive, but coming from the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero, coming from everything he's witnessed, everything he's felt, everything he's lived through, it just feels like such a badass line that really defines him. He is the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero, and he will protect the ones he loves. This is my review of the Rising the S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero, episode 19, 4 Cardinal Heroes, and it was an interesting start when the Pope's sword turned into a spear. And my first thought here was, oh my god, the Pope was the last spear hero. That makes so much sense. That was not the case, but I had this whole theory going on in my head about the Pope being the last spear hero who is now seeking revenge against the other heroes for kicking him out or something, but no, that was not the case. This is a replica of the cardinal weapons, and fun fact, it's what the sword and bow hero were looking for in that cave. I'm glad they actually answered what that was, because I thought it'd be this big thing that would change how all their weapons worked forever, or just something fake that didn't really exist, but the fact it was something real that is being called back here now, I'm pretty happy about. The replica was an attempt made to duplicate all 4 weapons in order to make the ultimate weapon, which could change its forms and use each weapon's skills. Though he seems only really using the spear form for whatever reason right now. I mean, at least the bow form I think would be helpful here, but whatever. I am curious though, does he use the shield form, or would he consider that evil? I mean, he uses blocking spell down the road, but he says it's no devil's shield, which has me wondering, okay, are you saying it's more powerful than the shield? Or are you saying it's not the shield at all? You're not using any of the shield's powers whatsoever. Instead, you're just using a blocking spell that is unrelated to the shield hero's skills. I'm also wondering, when he says it has all the skills of the 4 cardinal weapons, does that mean every possible skill they could absorb? Or does that just mean it has some of the skills that they will have? Because if it has every possible skill of all the shields, because it really does just have all the skills, that just absolutely terrifying, and there's just so much he could do with it that we haven't really seen out of him right now, but still not sure about that. But even for all its powers and whatnot, it's still an incredibly broken weapon because it requires just too much mana to use. I mean, he even says that one swing drained a dozen magicians of their mana, which has me wondering if he's just going to end up killing all of his followers right here and now. Like, he's just going to keep attacking again and again, absorbing more and more of their mana until they die. Does the spell stop working when they become too weak, or when they literally just drain to death? That's what I want to know. Because I'd love it if, they finally break through his shield, he's knocked down, he's cursing, why is the thing not working? And then he looks behind him and all of his followers are just dead. He's literally murdered every last one of them, and then he still calls the shield hero the devil, but everyone looks at him and says, no, you are the devil. I think that'd be a great scene. Anyway, what's more is that it also can run out of mana pretty quickly and needs time to recharge. So when the sword hero came in, was actually able to hit him with a full-on attack. They had to block with the spear. He was completely drained of mana for a little bit, and honestly that's when they should have, attacked, when he was completely vulnerable. Alright, now it's time for that special time we all love. Spear hero stupidity. First of all, really? That's not fair. Using that weapon is cheating. Just, Jesus fucking Christ, spear hero. You've gotta stop this stupid notion that people need to play fair in this world. What even is that? This is literally a life or death struggle against the freaking Pope and the entire religion of this country. They are not gonna play fair. And he does this whole long speech. You manipulated us. You want to get rid of us. That's evil. He's like saying it like this big shocker to, you are evil. Don't you realize that? Nafumi's like, yeah, we're all aware that he's evil. I mean, he thinks he's working for God, but yeah. And just, oh my god, Raftali and the others. Everything he says is hollow. Spear Guy's annoying, which, again, could have been the perfect title for this episode. Spear Guy's annoying. And then really, he claps Nafumi on the shoulder. Now is the time for us to work together. Bitch, you were trying to kill him 5 minutes ago! You really think he's just gonna be okay with all this right now? And then, Itsuka and Ren show up, and seriously, Spear Hero's first thought is, you guys are zombies! No, you moron, they just didn't die! Even Nafumi said last episode, so you actually saw the bodies, right? That wasn't just because he wasn't sure about the manner of death, it was because he wasn't actually sure if they were dead. He questions things. That's the difference between you and him, Spear Hero. And then again, you were framed, huh? You really have zero luck. What the fuck? I mean, literally, what the fuck are you saying, Spear Hero? It's just that you people are too stupid to realize you're being manipulated and used. His bad luck is that he has you as the Spear Hero. And even then, even after all this, he says, as much as I hate it, it's an emergency. I'll even have to take your help, Shield Hero. What the hell? What exactly has he done that would make you hate working with him? It's already been established that basically everything you think about him is a lie. He's just too stupid to realize that every bad thing, well, 90% of the bad things you heard about him, came from the Church of the Three Heroes or their followers. And then Philo finally tells him off. I don't really get it, but I do know it's the Spear Guy's fault, which almost makes him cry, which I just absolutely love. He says, I don't say that, I was doing my best. To which she replied, yeah, but the Shield Hero worked harder than you. Which, I mean, is so true. Spear Hero just went to town, leveled up, all that. Tried to be a hero, but Shield Hero actually went in, you know? He fought with them, he learned things, he looked at everything different angles and considered the best way to continue going forward. He worked harder than you, Spear Hero, and that's why you lost. And then, just Jesus Christ, this line. You will pay for the sin of turning against the next queen with your life. Really? Really, Myne? You still think that you're gonna be the next queen, and you're saying that in front of the Spear Hero? That's your shared stupidity right there. I mean, even Philo and Melty just sigh like, sister, oh, this whole party's annoying. So now we've come to a very special time called Myne Stupidity. So the replica is actually so famous, anyone who's ever read anything about history probably knows about it. And Myne just like, oh, really? She's seriously never heard of the most famous weapon in all of history. And even the Pope says, no wonder you're first in line for the throne, Melty. You've educated yourself well, while your sister has been too busy conspiring to study. Seriously, the Pope just said you've been too busy trying to plot and sneak to ever study. So you are a complete moron, and this just pisses her off so much, but it is so overwhelmingly true. She's just too freaking stupid to realize she was being played, to ever bother studying history, to know that such a weapon exists. Therefore, Myne, you are almost as stupid as the Spear Hero. So this whole battle is apparently between the Lord God above and the Devil of the Shield. It is a holy crusade in the name of God! I really do love how Ren and Bow Hero showed up. I mean, they literally just shouted the name of their attacks and blasted the Pope with them before you could see their outline in the distance, and they just came in. I mean, that was pretty badass. Though, honestly, I kind of wish they'd done that before he put up the barrier. I mean, I said last episode, I thought, when he raised his sword above his head, that'd be the perfect time for Bow Hero just to shoot him straight in the chest. That would have been just really hilarious to me. But, oh my god, seriously, Sword Hero. I mean, this line almost pissed me off. We did nearly get killed, but their attempt failed. That's all. That's all. Seriously? We've been plotting and theorizing and wondering how the hell you survived all this time, and I honestly thought right here and now they weren't even going to tell us. They were just like, oh yeah, we got out somehow. Not important, let's go fight this guy. Just, that annoyed me to no end, but thankfully then he explained that they were saved by the shadows who serve the queen. which also means the queen and her soldiers are on their way, and I am very excited for that, because if they have the queen on their side, they can just go straight to the capital, basically dethrone the king, and have Naofumi recognized as the true hero he is, cleared of all charges. That'd be absolutely amazing. I mean, and this actually scares the believers, because apparently the queen's punitive forces are a terrifying group. Pope manages to convince them they're nothing, we don't have to fear them, we are working for God, and our faith shall save us even from the queen and her army of super trained deadly soldiers. Which is enough to convince followers they will continue following the Pope. Though this one line is interesting. I'll follow God and you to the end, which makes you wonder, okay, what happens if he dies? I mean, they literally, cut off the Pope's head. What are his followers going to do? I said earlier that I thought they would all be drained of their mana and dead on their own, but if they manage to kill the Pope before the Pope kills all of them, I just really want to see their reaction. I can't imagine they're going to, keep trying to fight against the shield hero. I'm assuming they just run away. Again, even if they do beat the Pope, kill him, whatever, there's still going to be some loyal followers of his that are going to be an issue moving forward. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, this line. I think the 3 hero churches were the ones who stole my reward. You were framed now, Fumi. What? Why? What? Why? Where? Why? Just why? I mean, Jesus Christ, what was their plan here? They just stole the reward for the bow hero. It's because they assumed that the shield hero would be blamed because he's just that hated? Why? What was the purpose of all this? This is the most stupid plan ever heard. I mean, what did the bow hero think? The shield hero showed up and just said, hey, I'm the bow hero. This is my bow shield bow thing. Can I have my money now? I mean, did they really just expect the bow hero to be that stupid? Yes, they did. The bow hero was literally that stupid. He was that easily manipulated. I mean, that was bothering me for a while, but I figured, it'd be a fake hero, guy going around dressed as the other heroes, try to, score women and whatnot, and they just beat him up down the road. But no, it was literally the freaking Pope and the church who decided, it was literally the Pope and the entire freaking church who decided to frame the shield hero for stealing a job. Which, honestly, I have to wonder, what else did they frame him for that we didn't even know? Stealing a loaf of bread? Urinating in public? Did they just start spreading rumors the shield hero, kicked dogs as he passed through the streets? How much were they trying to make the world hate this guy? Just, what the hell? And honestly, I think this might be my favorite scene in the entire episode. Shall we, the 4 heroes, present a united front? And they all stand up in unison, this badass pose, and they're like, hey, wait, where's the shield hero? And he's just having a little powwow with his party about, okay, how are we going to get through this? And he's like, yeah, I'm not working with any of you idiots. Just, Jesus Christ, shield hero, I fucking love you for this. Oh my god. I mean, they really expected for everything that had been said and done that the shield hero was just going to play nice with them. Really? Really? And then he just completely goes off on all of them. Spear hero was manipulated by Myne, and even now she's saying, me? Deceive him? I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, she's going to try and argue that everything bad that she has done throughout the whole series just because she was being manipulated. Which, I can't even. That's a worry for another day. So the shield hero basically accuses the spear hero of just believing everything his party said completely blindly, never thinking for himself, never looking at anything from a different angle, which honestly feels like it might be the entire theme of this show. It's something I was considering last night after seeing some social justice warrior posts about how the shield hero is just incel rape fantasies and stupid stuff like that, and I realized that the point they've been trying to make this entire time is just that you can't look at things through one way. You can't just absolutely believe everything that you hear. You have to think for yourself. I mean, here's the church, all their followers, they have absolute faith in their Pope, and they believe that he can't be wrong. But he is wrong! He is very, very wrong! He's basically turned against God's chosen people, and their faith in him is apparently greater than their faith in God. Which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, everyone automatically believed the accusations against the shield hero without ever thinking or looking or wondering or even asking him, are these accusations true? I mean, even if he was lying, you still have to question what you hear and what's being told to you. Even better argument is in the last wave. The other three heroes, each believed they were right about how to take it out. They were following what they heard in their own game. This is what you have to do. You have to defeat A. The other one's like, no, you have to defeat B. The other one's like, no, you have to defeat C. None of them were able to think past what they thought to be true, and none of them were able to come up with a better strategy for dealing with it. Even in combat, it's just them attacking with their full strength. They've used like 2 or 3 skills to do damage. And then thinking, okay, what's the best way to work together? What's the best skill we can use here? Do we have anything we can use besides just raw force? It's them not thinking enough, them not questioning the world and the best way to go about doing things. Okay, no, that's right. Just remember, this is the line that pissed me off more than anything. Sorry about that. I thought it was the last line. It was this one. They're there. He feels bad about it too. Give him a break for me. What the literal fuck, Bow Hero? What the literal fuck? Seriously, you think that you and the shield hero were just buddies? I mean, you've literally been trying to kill him almost as much as the spear hero. You've shown him 0 knight kindness throughout the entire series. You accuse him of stealing your money for no reason whatsoever, without even bothering to think about it at all. And you've just been a complete ass to him this entire time. And now you're like, hey, as a favor to me, can you forgive the spear hero? No! You're almost as bad as the spear hero, you literal piece of... Ugh. So yeah, bow hero sucks. Sword hero sucks less. Sword hero at least has been, open to considering different things, questioning things. And he's likely the one to convince the bow hero that they should look into the church and all that. But even then, he hasn't been thinking, he hasn't been looking at everything the right way. I mean, he killed the dragon and its rot nearly wiped out an entire village because he never considered that this was real life, that corpses rot and that their rot can affect the land around them. And Bow Hero helped overthrow an entire kingdom as a secret vigilante, which, okay. But that wasn't the right thing to do. If he'd considered things, if he looked at things differently, if he just thought things through a little more, he could have realized that as a hero, he could have gone to the rulers of the kingdom and convinced them to make a change. Not to, just kill all of them. That wasn't the right thing to do, and he should have realized that. He needed to spend a moment to think how best to use his powers. And not just his attacks, but his actual powers. What else can he do? Going back to the whole rant I just had, they've just been using their powers as raw attacks and never thinking, okay, is there ways I can use them other than just for damage? Could I mean, right here we have the great example. The Pope standing on this cliff. And they just keep attacking him. And I keep thinking to myself, okay, but what if you attack the ground under him? He'd basically just fall on his face into the crater. That's an idea no one thought to do. I mean, again, we don't even know what else the heroes can do because all we've seen them do is these big, just damaging attacks. Never seen them do anything else. Shield Hero can freaking make medicine, craft accessories. I think he has some buffs too. I don't think they would have those, but they should have other abilities than just raw attacks. Maybe even ways to make themselves stronger or to combine their attacks together. There's other things they could be doing that they just aren't doing. Oh, and then this line is absolutely amazing. Bow Hero is like, yeah, you're complaining about us, but I bet you did a bunch of terrible stuff too by accident. And, I mean, what have you been doing this whole time? And Philo just sorting out your messes. Master's always mad, saying he had to clean up after you. Which, oh my god, I love that line. I love you, Philo, so much. It's so true. He's been cleaning up after them from the beginning, and they just haven't even realized it. Seriously, Spear here, I should have included this in your stupidity list, but felt better here. He went off on them, saying it's all your fault. Really? Really, Spear Hero? You are definitely the worst of the bunch. Thankfully, by this point, Bow and Sword managed to come back against him, saying, you really don't understand how stupid you're being right here. Yeah, instead of fighting, you just wrap yourself around that girl's fingers. Serious though, leave the girls out of this. Really? You want us to leave your party out of this? You still haven't realized they've been using you this entire time? And then, of course, there's him releasing an ancient evil seed that nearly wiped out all life on Earth. I do like the shield here also blames the villagers for absolute faith in him. But he also uses to explain the people have too much faith in the heroes. They trust them too much. If they say, run off a cliff, the people will do it because they believe in the heroes. Well, not Nofumi, but they believe in the other heroes. And they need to find the best way to use that, to use the people's faith to support them all, to help everyone. You let being heroes go to your head. You just assume that the world should cater to you when you are here to cater to the world. You're here to save others. It also goes off on them for fighting separately in the waves, which I already did a whole thing about them being idiots, but moving on. I just love they had this whole conversation while the Pope was just standing there watching. I mean, even badmouth them. You're fighting amongst yourself in this situation. How utterly disgraceful. I'm like, yeah, then why did you wait? But thankfully he explained that he was using this time to regenerate his mana, which... Yeah, you probably could have taken him out if you attacked while he was recharging, I'm just saying. I know this whole conversation was important for finally, settling old disputes and grudges and whatnot, but you probably would have a better chance of taking him out just a few minutes earlier in Nefumi's final rant. You're no different from the Pope. You use and abuse people for your own benefit. You brandish your powers for justice without caring about the consequences to the people. And you see nothing wrong with that, and that's really what they need to hear, honestly. They need to start considering just what they're doing, how to do it, and what they've been told. But thankfully, Shield here remembers his promise, and he decides that he'll work with them just this one time, just so they can all survive. But he still hasn't forgiven them, which I like. I don't think he's ever going to fully forgive them. I mean, certainly not the spear hero, but I think you could certainly see him working, politely with the other two. And then we get this absolutely amazing shot of all of them finally working together, all ready to attack. I mean, not that great because Myne's in the picture, but forgetting her, it's just this huge party that's been built up this entire time. Just everyone finally working together, finally prepared to take on the Pope, the true evil. And honestly, I'm most curious if they could end up doing some kind of combination spell with all four heroes, because I think that would be absolutely amazing. I'm not sure how it would work, what it'd actually do, but that would be absolutely amazing. I do hope we see something like that. I mean, there's been a lot of, folks from Victoria saying the four heroes need to work together. So I'm curious if they can only, bring out the absolute best of their powers when they're fighting as one. If that's like their ultimate attack, or if, once they've synced together, their weapons start to glow and they do like 10 times more damage. That would certainly explain a lot. So yeah, then the Pope cast a high-level multi-class defense magic cathedral, and this does not look like holy magic. I mean, just seriously, look at this thing. It's like a pulsating black cloud with a evil eye in the center. I mean, what even is this? This looks literally like something the devil would cast. And it makes an entire freaking cathedral around them, which... Okay. I mean, he called it a defense class magic, so I assume its main focus is going to be somehow defending him and his followers, who are, outside the cathedral. But at the same time, I wonder if it's going to have some kind of attack power as well. Like, every time they attack the Pope, the cathedral attacks them with just as much damage or something like that. I can't imagine this is just, a big shield around them to keep them safe. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the Rising the Shield Hero episode 19. So definitely wasn't what I was expecting this episode. I figured, it'd be Shield Hero, Sword Hero fighting together against Pope. The other two heroes show up, they combine their skills, and they take him out. But instead, it was more about Shield Hero finally getting that closure and finally just being able to tell off the other heroes for all the shit they've done, and more importantly, for how they were viewing this world, how they were looking at things. They thought themselves as the absolute heroes who could only take out enemies by force. They never thought, what if I talk to them? What if I use this? What if I move around? What if I try and do this? What if I run away? They never considered things differently, because to them, this is still a video game. It still follows video game rules. As the heroes, the only way to take out an enemy is to beat them in a fight. A group of people come to you and say they want to overthrow their evil king. Your thoughts are, yes, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to go overthrow this king. And Yet that's not how this world works at all. Because of their actions, because they've done these horrible things with the best of intentions, many people died and they suffered. And finally, Shield Hero is able to tell them off, like, start thinking critically, start thinking better, start looking at things from every angle and questioning everything you hear. I mean, I've said before, the Shield Hero's reluctant nature to believe anybody was a bit of a hindrance to him and something he needed to work on. But at the same time, the others are just too believing of other people. Except for the Shield Hero. They hear something, they're like, yeah, that's 100% true, that's definitely believable, let's go deal with that. They're overthinking for themselves. So yeah, next episode's God versus evil or something. I think it's finally going to be that big battle we've been looking for, and I see a few different ways it's going to end. Either the barrier's going to fall, and the Pope's going to be like, why did my weapon stop working? All his soldiers are dead because he literally drained them to death, or because the Queen showed up and knocked them all out, or killed all of them, or something. Or they're going to just cut off the Pope's head, the barrier's going to drop, and they're going to lift up the head to the believer and say, we have killed the devil of the Pope! And they're all going to run away, because they know they have literally zero shot of taking out the heroes, or even the Shield Hero at this point. If they tried, it'd literally be a suicide mission. Again, I'm sure that the few remaining believers who still stand with the Pope after he tried to murder all 4 heroes and overthrow the kingdom are going to be an issue down the road. They're going to try to, poison the Shield Hero or attack him in the middle of the night or this or that or whatever. But for the most part, I think when people find out the Pope literally tried to murder all 4 heroes, a great number of the believers are going to turn against him. Especially when they found out he lost. Because, if God had really been on his side, he would have won. And then hopefully we're going to meet the freaking Queen. We got like 5-6 episodes left or whatnot, so the Pope's clearly not the final big bad, because I can't imagine they're going to fight him, 4-6 straight episodes. Which makes me wonder if we're actually going to see another wave before everything's said and done. And if so, and will the 4 heroes fight for 4 separate countries? I mean, I definitely want, the Queen to show up and just march with the Shield Hero and everyone else into the capital, declare the Shield Hero is innocent, he never did anything wrong, he is worthy of people's respect and admiration. And then, go to the king and say, why were you such an ass to the Shield Hero? I mean, he definitely seems to have his reasons. He's gone off at least twice about how the Shield Hero cost him his family, which I'm just really curious about. I assume the Queen was like under house arrest or something after being taken by the last Shield Hero or something, but now I'm not sure. I mean, he has a really, personal hatred for the Shield, which has me wondering if the last Shield Hero, last group of heroes were there just a little while back. Like maybe all 4 countries really did summon 4 separate heroes to fight the first wave, but then they all died in that wave, and then somehow the king was able to summon all 4 for himself before the other kingdoms had a chance. I'm not sure yet. So next time, Pope with all of the skills versus all the heroes and the Spear Hero and Myne and Myne's party, which again, I'm super curious about just all of them. I just really like it if at some point Myne's just starting with her bullcrap again, just doing all the spouts, and then one of the other girls is like, oh, shut the hell up, Myne. We all know you're lying. We all know you're manipulating the Spear Hero. We all know the Shield Hero never raped you. It's obvious. Just shut up. That'd be, pretty interesting. Though, yeah, despite all of this, Shield Hero still hasn't claimed that he never raped Myne, which is a little concerning. I'm thinking the Spear Hero still believes it, because he even said in this episode that just because of this one case, because it's emergency, he will just do his best to work with a Shield Hero, though it sickens him to his very soul. So yeah, he's still 100% convinced that the Shield Hero raped Myne, and probably brainwashed everybody, which is really interesting. Again, he is the ultimate epitome of not thinking things through. The whole, brainwashing shields came from information from the Church of the 3 Heroes, who have already proven themselves to be liars. Those are my thoughts on episode 19 of Rising the Shield Hero. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. How will these 4 work together? Will they manage to get a combo spell going? Will they manage to beat the Pope? And is the Queen going to show up in time? I'm kind of afraid they're going to drag out this fight and be like a Game of Thrones thing. The Queen is coming! The Queen is coming! For the next 5 episodes as they fight the Pope. Again, I really don't think that's going to be what happens, but it'd certainly be funny if it was. So yeah, until next time, Peace.